there is something that you need to be aware of if you've been playing Diablo 4 for at least maybe 3 weeks or so. This could happen to you. You see this rawhide on the ground. When I try to pick it up, I can't anymore, and that's because I have too much damn rawhide. And this can happen for any of these ingredients that you have here. Basically, the cap of your ingredients is 9,999 essentially, right? So what you want to do is you never want to get close to the cap, because as you run through dungeons, as you run through the world and kill stuff, you're going to be losing a lot of resources since you can no longer carry anymore. And I've noticed, as of playing for 3 to 4 weeks straight now, is that Rawhide is very quick to cap out. Another one, if you do lots of Nightmare Sigils, is Sigil Powder. So how do you make sure that you don't cap out on at least these two? Well, for the Rawhide, all you have to do is you go down here to the Potion Crafter, and they have a service where they refine resources. So you go to the Alchemist, you go up here to refine resources, crafting materials, and then you can turn regular leather into superior leather. Now, what you want to do is, just cap this out. You can only do... convert a whole bunch of this to your superior leather. That way, you're still earning rawhide, and technically you're still earning superior leather. So don't ever let yourself get capped out, and that is how to deal with that. And of course, if you cap out on, iron chunks or gallovine or whatever the hell else that you can pick up in this game, just come here, refine it, make sure that you're not capped out. Now, Blizzard said sometime around Season 1 or 2 that they're going to raise the cap of how much you can carry. So this might not be a problem in the future, but right now it is an absolute horrendous problem. The next way is the Sigil Powder, because if you are playing the game correctly, you are running Nightmare Sigils and leveling up your glyphs, and you're going to be capped out long before you max out your glyphs. So what you're going to do is you're going to do two things. You go here to Craft Sigil, and of course you want to go to Ancestral. You won't cap out in Sacred, don't bother with Sacred. But what you want to do, there's two different sigils that you want to craft. You want to craft ones around 51 to 60, because once you hit level 100, these are the ones that are most optimal to farm. You can clear these in 2 to 3 minutes, and they'll give you over 100 glyph XP. Whereas if you clear the 91 to 100s, you're only getting like 250-ish glyph XP, but these things can take over 20 minutes to clear. They're a pain in the ass. And you have to have very specific niche builds built specifically to survive these. So if you'll notice the cost here, 51 to 60 is 350 sigil powder, and 91 to 100 is 450 sigil powder. So it's not a big jump in cost. So if you need to farm and level up glyphs, you buy the 51 to 60. If you're some sort of try-hard completionist that just wants to do bragging rights for your tier 100 Nightmare Sigil, then go ahead and craft these. And that way, you will never be capped out on Sigil Powder. Now, currently, this character is like all his glyphs are leveled up. All that he has left to do is farm items, which I don't need to do Nightmare Sigil dungeons for item farming. There's a far more efficient method. I've got a video on my channel that talks more about that. But that is what you absolutely must do, so you don't just sit there and have your resources capped. Make sure that, to peruse through here every once in a while. You can see now we're down to 8,399 rawhide, and I'm going to fill that back up to 10,000 in probably a few hours of playing or less. So I'm going to have to go back and refine more superior leather. And at this point, I don't really use rawhide for anything, but if I make a new character, I'm going to burn through a little bit of that rawhide. In the future, there might be more of a use for rawhide, I don't know, but another way, of course, is to just craft elixirs with your materials. If you didn't know, you can craft some pretty damn good elixirs here. For instance, as a barbarian, I would definitely want to use this precision elixir. That's 6% crit chance, 35% crit damage. That's huge, but currently for the content I'm farming, I don't need crit chance or damage. Everything is one-shotted anyway. But with that said, hopefully this educated you, this reminded you not to let your resources get capped, because if you play this game enough, they will max out, and it will become a problem if you don't do something about it. Also, for some reason, when I just walk into the blacksmith, it says that my burden is too great. I don't know why. I think it's a bug. I don't know if I salvage something and the blacksmith is trying to give it to me. The UI doesn't tell me. It's a complete mystery. Maybe it's a bug. I don't know. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Soul Benji. If this video helped you out, leave a comment because I read every single comment. I have no social life. Please say something so I feel like I'm not completely alone in a simulation like the Matrix, okay? Also, on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click. Go ahead and give that a click right now, and if you do, you're going to get a super lucky rare drop like the Harlequin crest. Maybe you'll find 10 bucks on the ground if you go outside. Something good will happen if you click that video. And if you don't click that video, then you're going to break your feet. Tomorrow morning, you're going to roll out of bed and twist that ankle, and then your foot's screwed. I'm sorry, bro. So you better click it.